Today at the LA Auto Show, Vinfast brought out the new VF6 and VF7. These are the smaller and less expensive models in the Vinfast lineup. These are going to be on sale in North America, likely a little bit after the VF8 and VF9, which you may have already seen on videos. What's interesting about these is that these were not designed by Pininfarina, who designed the VF8 and VF9 exteriors. These were in-house Vinfast designs. They've hired a decent number of design talent from other auto manufacturers, and they're really pulling out all the stops with the designs. Let's take a look up front. The most distinctive thing about this design has to be this large Vinfast LED crest. It is illuminated and animated when the car is on. That's a really cool touch, and it's definitely a departure from what we saw in the Pininfarina-designed models. I have to say, as well known as Pininfarina is, I like this in-house design a bit better. This light strip is very dramatic. We also have some dramatic turn signals over here and a differentiated design between VF7 and VF8. Full LED headlights, of course, functional ducts there for aero. Moving around the vehicle, we're likely going to see a front trunk up front, although I haven't been able to open the lid. Now, as far as the size of this vehicle goes, it is a little bit smaller than an Audi Q5, but it's a little bit bigger than an Audi Q3, so think about it in that term. But as far as an electric vehicle goes, it does have some benefits because the front end can be a little bit smaller. We have that flat load floor inside, the flat floor because of the battery pack there. So as far as interior dimensions, it's probably going to be a little bit closer to something like a Volvo XC60. Unlike the VF8, but very much like the VF9, we have this very distinctive hourglass or fishtail-like appearance right there on the rear. And then moving all the way around to the back, we have a really cool setup here with the taillights. It has a really concave shape there. Full LED taillights, amber turn signals, the very distinctive light pipe again, only again I think a bit more dramatic than we find in the Pininfarina design models. Now this particular model is not 100% production intent. This is very, very close to production, but obviously there are going to be things like most likely some sort of heater grid on the back, tinted windows in the rear. This particular model doesn't have those features because it's just a show car at the moment. We probably will also find slightly narrower tires on the production version. This one is currently wearing 265 width tires. So let's see what that looks like when this model comes on the scene. I can't jump inside, but I can show you what the inside looks like. We get that large central display that we find in the VF8 and VF9. We get a steering wheel that looks very similar, also turn stalks that look very BMW-like. Heads-up display in the dashboard. That definitely appears to be a touch that we're going to see in all Vinfast models. And again, I think that really makes that central display very workable for me. It also gives the dashboard a really clean look. This particular interior has a two-tone leather interior. It appears that leather is going to be optional. And for this particular model, the VF7, all-wheel drive is going to be available. Front-wheel drive is going to be standard. We don't know any pricing details, but expect this to be considerably less expensive than the VF8. The rear appears to be pretty roomy. As you can see, we do have a little bit of a hump right there in the middle, but what looks like plenty of headroom in the back. This also has a big glass roof, and as you can see, that glass roof goes really, really far to the rear of the vehicle. You'll also see that right there on the roof line, that glass roof goes all the way back there to that shark's fin antenna. If the VF7 isn't quite in your price range, you could take a look at the VF6. This is, for me at least, the most intriguing model in the lineup right now because this is probably going to be very affordable, and Vinfast is promising really aggressive production. We'll see if they can keep up with that. But for a relatively affordable EV, we have lots of visual drama here with the same sort of Vinfast distinctive strip there. Full LED headlights, LED turn signals, fog lights, all that going on up front as well. Definitely is a very attractive and I think very cohesive design as well. Now let's move around the front. As in other Vinfast models, the charge door appears to be up front. This is also not quite a full production vehicle, so things like tinted windows will likely be found in the production version in the back. We don't have complete specifications, but at the moment they have said that this model is going to be front-wheel drive starting. It's probably going to be just over 200 horsepower or so. I can't get inside just like the VF7, but I can show you the inside, so we get that large central display, and yes, in case you're wondering, a heads-up display as well. Again, I really like that touch. It makes the dashboard look very clean, and I love some of the attention to detail in here, like the way that they've done this two-tone dashboard with the after-stitching there. We have that copper line that runs right across the interior, and everything in here looks production intent as far as the interior design goes. Very clean interior look there. If we move to the back seats, you can see that we have a bit more of a flat floor than we find in some of the other Vinfast models, and quite a lot of headroom. Now that seat bottom cushion does appear to be pretty close to the floor, so your knees might be in your chest, but it looks like your head's going to have a lot of room. Keeping things in the family, the rear end design around here actually looks a bit more like the VF8 than the VF7 or the VF9. And then all the way around the back, we again have this distinctive LED strip. So this really is sort of miniaturized VF7. In case you're wondering, this is a fog lamp for probably European markets. We probably won't get that in the US. The third brake light is right up there on the top. And then the turn signals, those are LED elements right here in this area. It's a really cool, lean and sleek design. Now again, at this point, we don't have any pricing or availability information, but we do know that the VF6 and VF7 will likely also offer the battery leasing and long battery warranties that we find on regular VinFast products. That's definitely an asset for a startup brand like VinFast. 10-year unlimited mileage battery warranty if you buy the battery on your new VinFast, and an unlimited time and unlimited range battery warranty if you lease your battery. There are going to be several different battery leasing options. One battery lease option, which might be advantageous for smaller vehicles like this, is going to be relatively inexpensive monthly, and it will give you a certain number of miles. Or you could pay a bit more, get an unlimited number of miles a month. And if you get that option, or actually any of the options, and your battery capacity drops below 70%, VinFast will replace the battery, either within the 10-year warranty if you buy the battery, or at any time if you lease the battery, even after 10 years. So if you're worried about battery longevity, you might want to take a look at a VinFast, and you might want to take a look at that battery leasing option, although long-term it might end up more expensive than simply buying the battery. Be sure and let me know what you think about the VF6, VF7 down there in the comment section below, and check out our related videos on the VF8 and VF9 here at the LA Auto Show. See all of you later.